Welcome back to the Sims Resource. Today we're going to be doing a ranch style build. I guess not ranch style, we're building a ranch. So this is actually, I'm pretty sure, going to be part one of a two-part build series. Because look how big this lot is. I was not going to be able to build all of this in just one speed build. It would have taken hours upon hours of building. So we're going to split it into two. This is part one. I'm actually building the ranch home itself. So as you can see, I made a fancy box and now I'm just adding a porch. I thought about making it a wraparound porch because in my brain, a lot of country homes have amazing porches. That's like, honestly, like half the reason to live in one in my opinion, because the porches are so nice. But I just went with the front porch here and then a little, I guess, deck out back because it is a little bit raised with the foundation. And then I went about trying to organize this really silly box I made. If you've ever watched Little Simsy, you probably have heard about the fancy box method, which is just making a bunch of boxes and then making them, kind of fitting them into each other until the house looks more interesting than just a big square. And I think I may have outdone myself a bit with this layout because it sure looks a little strange, but I will say that ranch houses tend to be kind of long and obviously low. You know, ranch style homes are all one floor, so I didn't have to worry about trying to fit stairs, so that was nice. But as you can see, I'm just trying to place these windows, these beautiful new windows and doors, which I got to use. They are so nice. I didn't want to spoil myself for these build items, so this is the first time I got to see any of them, and they are so pretty. I really like all the different wood tones they come in, because I feel like a lot of things, like they'll only come in one or two wood tones, and I pretty much use all the wood tones at different times, so I like having my options. Here I'm just adding windows to the back of the house, to the side, and yeah, this is actually the layout we're pretty much going to go with. At first I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with this kind of open concept area, but I figured this little nook was really good for a kitchen, so here I am adding the new cabinets and counters, and they're really nice. I like how textured they are. I love the wood grain textures. I went with the CC sink that has these really pretty brass fixtures. I just think they added something. They really give me farmhouse vibes. I ended up going with a circular counter island, I guess. That I don't normally go with the circular islands because they just they feel like they're floating in space a lot of the time, or they just take up too much space. But with some finagling, with move objects on and the alt key, I managed to kind of place it a little bit out. And then instead of having a kitchen table, I just figured I would use the big circular island. My one issue with sitting at an island like that is that there's nowhere to put your legs, so start of my Sims. Look at this beautiful new fireplace too. So we have these great like leather looking couches and a couple new rocking chairs, thank goodness, because I use rocking chairs in a lot of builds actually. They just seem really comfy, what can I say? So here I'm just adding a rug. They had them in lots of different prints and styles. I actually ended up changing this, I think, but here I'm just trying to fit a TV on the mantelpiece. Which can be achieved with using the Control 0, Control 9 functions to raise it up, and then Alt to kind of place it perfectly where you want it to be. I ended up actually switching the couches to an orange shade, which is pretty crazy, but it actually doesn't look too out of place. I originally did it to match the leather seats of the chairs at the counter, but then, I don't know, it doesn't actually look too crazy, I think, with all the other muted tones, and orange almost becomes a neutral when it's like more of a burnt orange faded shade compared to like a neon bright orange. Here I'm just going through the clutter items to pick out some clutter because I have so much clutter CC installed and I can never decide on what I want to use where. So it took me a little bit to find the perfect books because I have too many books. So here I am just finding some that match the look, and luckily it is teal and orange, which is what I was going with for the colors anyway. And then I put down a guitar because it's one of the new ones from the pack and I like the look of it. Added a coat rack by the front door because I didn't really know what else to put there. I added some flooring. It's really pretty new flooring. The wood textures in this pack are second to none. They look really great. Here I'm just adding a desk because I figure my Sim's gotta have a place to work. So I wasn't really sure what computer to use there, and I went with a modern one because I figured this is a modern ranch, but they do have that one typewriter computer if you want to make it like a period ranch and set it historically. Added some stacked books right there, and then a big painting of, I think, some little lambs on the grass, which is very cute. And I think, yeah, I just went with a very like pale gray for the paint. I don't know, I wasn't looking for anything too crazy. I thought it would kind of balance out all the dark wood tones on the ground too. I added a rug under the desk and a bookshelf, and Just a couple more like small decorations to kind of tie the room together, another plant, and now I'm heading into the hallway. Also went with the neutral there, and then the bedrooms. Look at these new beds. They're very pretty. I really like this, the wooden one I think that I ended up using with the plaid options. I think that's really cute, and they also have the twin version of it. And I went with this pink one. I actually initially wasn't going to make this a 2-bedroom house, but just the way the layout fit, it was perfect for 2 bedrooms, so that's what I did. I figured that my sim, maybe it's like a two-parent sims and a child sim, or, you know, older sister, younger sister, I don't know. Lots of options here for you and your sims. And then I like to keep my options open too when it comes to my sims. And look how cute this little dollhouse is. It looks like a farm. A barn, that's what I was thinking. Looks like something that's on a farm, which is a barn. And yeah, by the way, you can shrink down those kids' dollhouses in The Sims and then just use move objects to place them, because I know that all of them are like ungodly huge for some reason. Like they are bigger than what like anything that would ever fit in a regular size room. So I always shrink them down, and I'm pretty sure most child sims can interact with them just fine. I haven't tested infants yet with that method, but I've seen child and toddler sims both interact with shrunk down objects, and they still gain skills, and they still seem to enjoy them just fine. So that's good. Here I'm just adding some decorations. I kind of kept it generic because I wasn't really sure what kind of sim I'd want living in that room. But I had a more general idea for the parents' room, which is just like ranchers. They got horses. I don't know a lot about farms work, guys, clearly. But I just wasn't sure, you know, how, I guess, like, deeply, I guess, stereotypically farm I wanted to go. And I ended up going with more of a pastel feel, and I think with some pretty cool paneling on the walls that is white. I think, yeah, I don't know, it just kind of adds a layer of texture to the room that I really like. And I ended up switching the color scheme to this pale green, and I don't know, I think it's still a neutral. I think that's the interesting thing, is like all these wood tones are all very natural tones, and pale green is a color that you will find in nature. And so I think that's why it works really well. Yeah, I like it a lot. You know, I was thinking earlier, someone was like, well, pink is a sign that everything in nature is going well. It's the color of like blooms. And I thought that was really sweet. And I think, you know, green is also a good sign in nature. It means there's growth. So here I am just adding some little trinkets. I love putting a dresser up against the bottom of a bed if I'm trying to like create a divide, or just kind of, you know, make a room look more interesting than just sticking a dresser against the wall. And here I'm just creating a runner by sticking 2 carpets together. And moving on to the bathroom. This was pretty simple, honestly. It's this, I think, yeah, it's an 8 tile. 6 tile? Just 6 tile bathroom. Okay, I was like, I can't make a 4 tile bathroom. I can't make a 6 tile bathroom. And yeah, that's pretty much the smallest bathroom you can use. So there's really only one layout for it. Unless you're going really crazy. So I am just adding the roof here. It ends up changing a bit. I went really flat because, again, most ranch houses have really low down flat roofs, but I ended up changing that just a bit because I started to furnish this front porch. And I had to extend out the roofs a little bit to create the shade for the porch. So yeah, I'm just adding some stairs, and I ended up going with, I think, some really pretty pillars with stone on the bottom. I think I'm getting ahead of myself now. Okay, yeah, so I'm using these cool cow print chairs to create a little chest area. It's really good for skill building with your Sims, because I think a lot of different careers use a logic skill. So I put up these cool columns with stone on the bottom. I had to check how they looked a bunch of times because I thought they were going to look really stupid. So I kept going to live mode to be like, does this look dumb? It looks fine. Then I had to adjust the roofs because one roof had a chunk that was sticking out from the rest. Okay, yep, here I am just adjusting the look a little bit more and decorating this little porch. It's a big porch. But I didn't go too crazy with decorations. I went pretty natural. I went mostly with plants and planter boxes because I think that's just the most natural way to fill up a porch like this. So I went 2 big planter boxes. I put a little plant on the side, and look how cute this little wagon is with the plants in it. My mom actually has a ton of stuff like that at her house, and it is so cute. So here I am just looking for the siding I want to use for the house. I ended up going with the season siding, which I am addicted to the seasons pack, apparently, because I use it in everything. But I just felt like it really fit the vibe. It's got the stone, it's got the wood, and it matches kind of the look of the other wallpapers. And actually, yeah, I didn't see any wallpapers that came with this pack, and maybe I'm blind, but I didn't happen to see them, so if there are any. I mean, I guess I could try using those, but I didn't see any when I filtered for it, so that's fine. We got a lot of other ones to use. Here I am, adding a couple more finishing touches to the house, and this is it. Obviously, I haven't landscaped yet. That's going to be in part 2, but you know, I think it turned out really nice. I love like how this front porch just looks so cozy. Like, look at that. I want to sit in one of those chairs and just chill out and like the sunset. Ooh, look how nice this desk looks too. All the objects in this pack are really, really cool, and I'm very happy to be able to build with them now. I mean, look at those couches, man. They look great. Oh, okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.